What's up, everyone? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it is time to give you my 5 reasons why I think Michigan could defeat TCU in the 2022/23 College Football Playoff Semifinal game that is happening on New Year's Eve. Pretty much this is the same kind of video as yesterday. I did Georgia yesterday, and now I'm going to do Michigan, the number 2 seed team in the College Football Playoff bracket. And yes, they will be facing TCU in the College Football Playoff semifinal game. Yes, so I won't make this is not an official prediction. This is simply, keys to the game for Michigan, and obviously how they're going to win this game, and also the reasons why they will win this game. And like I said, I won't give you my official prediction until after Christmas is over. So I won't give you those predictions until after Christmas. So let's get right into it here with my 5 reasons why I think Michigan could beat TCU in the College Football Playoff semifinal game. We'll start with the number 5 reason, and that's the defense. Obviously, Michigan going to come in here with a really talented defense. Looking at this defense this year, I think they're more talented than they were last year. I know the defense was well experienced last year, but we didn't really expect this defense to be the same type of defense as it was last year. But looking at this Michigan defense, when you look at them, how they've been playing this year, they played so well against Ohio State, and they've beaten all those other Big Ten teams in the conference. So, and other than that, the Big Ten has been pretty weak this year. It's not been a good conference at all. I mean, Michigan's dominated the conference, and also they've dominated the Big Ten East. So when you look at Michigan, they really haven't had a tough competition other than Ohio State, but they've been playing solid on that defensive side of the ball. I know Illinois, they really kind of struggled in that game, but they still played some solid defense. I think this defense was just really focused on Ohio State, heading into next weekend, and this team still came out on top with the win, and this defense is the reason why I think Michigan is going to be the key to win this game also. And they're the reason why they're undefeated as well. And when you look at these top 5 reasons, these are the reasons why they are undefeated. So that's my number 5 reason. It's the defense for Michigan that's going to be the key for this game. My number 4 reason is Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, you look at where he was early in his career as a head coach. I mean, he couldn't beat Ohio State over his years at Michigan, and now he's beaten them 2 years in a row. I mean, who saw that coming? And, I kind of doubted Jim Harbaugh after last year, but he brought the team to the College Football Playoff, beat Ohio State as well, and then won the Big Ten Championship. So, I mean, you're looking at where Jim Harbaugh has been, it was all about those 10-2 seasons and winning those bowl games at the end or losing those. But now it's all about winning the College Football Playoff and also winning those Big Ten Championships, and also beating Ohio State is the number 1 reason why I think Michigan is getting the coaching they need. And Jim Harbaugh is recruiting. I think, the recruiting class's future are really bright for Michigan. They could be a number 1 ranked recruiting class in the future as well, in the Big Ten Conference as well, I think. So, I mean, Michigan really has a bright future ahead of them. It just depends on how long Jim Harbaugh is there for this Michigan team. But another reason why I think Michigan is so good this year is the coaching staff. The motivation from this coaching staff, the offense, the defense, every side of the football is the reason why I think the coaching staff, and also the reason why Michigan is undefeated. But Jim Harbaugh has got it done. He's now heading in the right direction after a few years of not beating Ohio State, and now heading into the College Football Playoff for back-to-back years. And this time he's got an undefeated Michigan team. So he's got the team to win it. He's got the coaching staff to win it as well. And in my opinion, I think this is the best coaching staff in the Big Ten. Maybe not in the country. They are a top 5 staff, though. They're up there in the top 5, which I would rank them at. So that is my number 4 reason. The number 3 reason, I think, is because of the running backs. Look, I know Blake Corum is already out for the rest of the year, but they got some other talented tailbacks that can run the football. Yes, Blake Corum is out for the rest of the year. He should be a Heisman finalist. I think, he really was in contention to win the Heisman this year and also had a chance. But, I mean, when you look at the other tailbacks for Michigan, they stepped up really well in that Ohio State game. I mean, Michigan kept running the football pretty well on this Ohio State defense. I think that was their main goal in that game against Ohio State, was to run the football on this Ohio State team and also pass the football, give J.J. McCarthy plenty of time to throw the football. And yes, Blake Corum is a big miss there, but, this Michigan team can run the football. And is this Michigan team good without Blake Corum? Yes, they are. I mean, they proved that against Ohio State. They proved that against Purdue in the last 2 weeks. So this team can play really well without Blake Corum at tailback. I mean, he played some in the Ohio State game. Maybe if Blake Corum did not play against Ohio State, maybe they could have taken him a day off in that one. And possibly he could have been playing in the playoff by now, but that's just a huge loss. I kind of was, a little bit disappointed with the Michigan coaching staff for letting Blake Corum play in that game. And I think, it was a bad move by this Michigan, team. But other than that, the running backs are really talented. So the backup tailbacks are going to have to step it up here. And Michigan's going to have to run the football pretty well against the TCU defense that is pretty good, but not as talented as all these other 3 teams on the top 4 teams in the college football playoff. Let's go to the number 2 reason, and that's J.J. McCarthy. The quarterback for Michigan is the number 2 reason why they are undefeated, and also the reason why I think they could beat TCU. I'm looking at J.J. McCarthy. People were kind of doubting him, when he became the starting quarterback in the year. I was kind of doubting him myself, and, I wasn't really doubting him. I was kind of doubting him, but you look at what he's done in the last 2 games. The best game I've seen him play all year was against Ohio State. Threw the football pretty well, had plenty of time to throw the football. And the reason why is because of that offensive line. They gave him plenty of time to throw that football and get the ball out of his hands, throw some long throws down the field. And that's the reason why Michigan is also undefeated. But J.J. McCarthy is going to have a big game in this one against TCU in order to lead this team to the national championship game. Last year, it was a different quarterback. He's entered the transfer portal, and now can J.J. McCarthy get it done? Can he become the Michigan player that gets it done for this Michigan team? In the Purdue game, I think him, looking at him in that game, he was a little bit off, but I think, he proved us well wrong in the Ohio State game. And that's the reason why I think Michigan is just really undefeated, is because of the quarterback play by J.J. McCarthy. So that is my number 2 reason why I think Michigan could beat TCU in the college football playoff semifinal. And my number 1 reason is the offensive line for this Michigan team. This is the best offensive line, I believe, in the country, without a doubt. I mean, this team, has well-experienced guys on the offensive line. And they got some All-Americans on that side of the ball as well. And speaking of the defense, they had 13 All-Americans on the defensive side of the ball. So, yeah, Michigan had a lot of All-Americans in the, award ceremony as well. So, I mean, yeah, the offensive line, I think, is the reason why Michigan is also undefeated. And that's why they have won all these big games. Not just the offensive line, but the whole offense is explosive. I mean, maybe the top 5 most explosive offenses in the country. And also, this offensive line, I'm saying it right now, like I said, it's just one of the top offensive lines in the country. They're going to have to step up in this game against TCU and get back to the national championship. And if we get Georgia versus Michigan in the national championship, it'll be that offensive line against that Georgia defense. Who would like to see that? It'll be a rematch from last year. Yeah, this offensive line got really shut down against Georgia last year, and hopefully they get back into winning ways, and also the national championship is on the horizon for them. But they're going to have to bring it to this TCU defense. That won't be an easy game, but this is the whole reason why I think Michigan could defeat TCU in the college football playoff semifinal. And those are my 5 reasons why I think Michigan could beat TCU in the college football playoff semifinal. Let me guys know what you think about these 5 reasons for Michigan. And stay tuned here for more on the Lucas Ross Sports Channel.